Live from Pahrump, Nevada, the Valley of the Dirt People, it's Tech Talk, Taco Tuesday, with your hosts, Jimmy Lewis and Logan Tyler.
But this is Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. So
All
live
right.
from my motorhome, which is Washington, this is the show where you get to talk about
motorcycles and motorcycle-related products.
That was said so clearly, Logan. He's having a hard time talking because we've been driving together for 2 days now.
Yeah.
And he said like 7 words, so I'm sure his jaw is kind of shot. Yeah, locked up from all the talking. But in studio, back in Pahrump, Valley of the Dirt People, it's getting kind of hot in here.
Yeah, it's a little toasty.
It's a little toasty in here. We got to open up the windows. We have Matt Mattoon, who's usually producing the show. So when something goes wrong, blame Matt, because there's no one to do it now. You have to flip the left, bro. And then other way. And then back from, where'd you go, Cooper?
Oh, I was in Iowa for a week.
Iowa. Did you wear your cowboy boots?
Heck yeah.
Did they like that there?
They love me.
Got good. Yeah. Okay. So, little different format. I'm pretty sure everything's going to work, but this show wouldn't be possible with the help of our sponsors. And our sponsors are, this is where you talk.
Yamaha. No. Yamaha, Takamoto, Fasst Company.
Right.
DDC, Climb, Scott Sports, C Concepts, Bulletproof Designs.
New sponsor, Bulletproof Designs.
Yeah.
On board.
Yeah. Coming on board this week.
Awesome protection for your bike, especially radiator guards. And for the KTMs, they make a chain guard dealy bob. So I actually know how good they are because I have them on my KTM 300. And I've dumped it a few times, allegedly, and my radiators are still nice and straight. And actually, one time was not a pretty dump. It was like one of those ones that had a pointy rock, and it would have come right down on the side of the radiator, and the guard really did its job. So if you have a new bike and you want to keep your radiators in good shape, think about it this way. If you bend your radiator, you're not going to get a good set of guards on them because they're really formed to the radiator. And so if you don't get the radiator guards when the bike is new, you're going to bend your radiator. Then you have to buy a new radiator and radiator guards. So you don't have to buy another new radiator. So just do it right from the get-go. Sound good?
Yes.
Yep. So we are also taking calls. The phone number is
775-318-5515.
But here's the deal. Due to our remote learning thing we have here, you basically have to call in, and we'll get you right on. We'll get you right in quick. You just have to ask your question and then pretty much hang up on yourself and then go back to watching the show the old-fashioned way, because you're not going to be able to hear what we're saying here due to some technical glitches that cannot be solved with our current level of technology. If that makes sense.
We learned you can only send some audio sources so many ways before it doesn't work anymore.
Are you going to you have the questions on your phone? How are you going to do your questions? On that screen right there? Or on the phone?
I was planning on that one.
Oh, okay. Planning on that one. Good. Then we won't watch our video at 4 seconds of delay. Hey, Yamaha is also coming on board to help us out with our riding schools, Matt. Do you know this?
I did know this. I was aware, actually.
Yeah.
I saw a really pretty bike in the shop.
Yeah, there's a pretty bike in the shop, and there's going to be another pretty bike showing up so we can shoot some of our more advanced classes.
Yep.
And
I know a lot of people have been looking forward to that.
That'll be good. If you are looking to, basically, nobody likes to say they're a beginner or a new rider, but if you are and you want to be a better beginner or new rider or have a better stepping stone to moving up, jimmylewisoffroad.com/online courses, or just click on the online courses up in the top of the box. Use the code TechTalk22 is the code to save, as we like to say.
Yep.
You can save a little bit. Yeah. Tech Talk 22. And then of course, Seat Concepts is back on board, and I'm pretty stoked because I'm going to be getting a seat for my KTM 390. I am, not you.
Darn.
Yeah. Because so Logan and I drove up here, but we are going to park this motorhome someplace after the Tour Tech Rally, hop on a couple of KTM 390s that are kitted out, like with everything known to man, and we're going to ride back to Nevada in a very haphazard way. So, and I've got a Seat Concept seat, one of their brand new KTM 390 ones coming for that. Super stoked. And we have a discount code. Email me and I will get back to you with a discount code you can use to save, which is actually a pretty good discount code. Super top.
It's a really good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially, and seats aren't cheap. So it helped. Every little bit helps out. These sponsors help us out. So we like talking about them. How many people are watching us?
We are up to 27 right now, if Restream is updating correctly.
People.
Yeah.
That's good. Especially for a horrible show like this.
We might want to open the YouTube.
We'll blow up the whole internet. The lights are already blinking in this place. We're sucking the energy out of it. No, does it look like a strobe light in here?
It does look like a little bit. We do have some rave.
There's a moth
Raven
inside of one of the lights that's kind of snapping. But okay, so any news from the home front? Everything else good back there in the hot hell that's Valley of the Dirt people?
Just it was really hot, and actually I had to sit down for a little bit because I was helping Janie unload some special delivery for you.
Oh,
and yeah, but I had not taken my thyroid medicine for a couple days because I left it in Pahrump when I was out here over the weekend, and I really started to feel it during that heat. So I had to lay down for a little bit.
Oh, poor Matt. There's a pool out there you can jump in, but don't worry about it because I came prepared. So tonight on Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, everybody likes to know what tequila we're drinking. I am, at least. This is Jose Cuervo, which is generally junk, but this is Reserva de la Familia. This is the good stuff. Came out of the nice box, and I'm going to be having a little bit of this in my 2019 Tour Tech Rally thing. So hey, if you're at the Tour Tech Rally, come and say hi. So that's important. We're teaching classes. That's why we're really up here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a little school. So
I heard there was maybe mention of a little bit of a video of your and Logan's return trip.
Oh, this is to be determined, but I'm sure after I start drinking, I'll make something up.
Okay.
We could be doing some vlogging, right, Logan?
Could be.
Logan, some of those 7 words that he said. I said, hey, Logan, let's do some videos. We got a couple GoPros. Let's do some videos on the return trip. And he said, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
No, you should do a vlog. I think it'd be good for the YouTubes.
It's going to be Logan Says Sweet on the KTM 390. That's going to be the title of it. And it'll get thousands of views because people watch stuff like this on YouTube. I mean, they watch this show.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we'll give you an update by the end of the show. I'm pretty sure I'll have this all figured out. Here, I'll have it all figured out.
Got it. Yeah, plan it live on the show.
Okay. Hey, I see a question on the Facebook. Should I just have Logan read that one off?
Well, we do have Cooper, and he's actually said less than Logan right now. Do we want him to read it?
Okay.
Logan's got it.
Oh, Logan's got this question.
All right, Logan, you're up.
What's through Stauber?
And it was Bryce Stauber.
Hey guys, how do you think the stock YZ250 expansion chamber would perform for trail riding / enduro, tossing up between an expensive aftermarket pipe or just running secondhand stock pipes because they are cheap and won't break my heart if I crush them?
So, Bryce, sorry to call you Bruce, but if you're like Cooper, then you don't care if I just slaughter your name and call you Cletus all the time. We have stuff popping up on the screen. I got to close the chat's down. There we go. How much, the question, Bryce, is how much do you notice when you get a ding in them? Okay, if you get a good ding, let's say one that would take a really good swing of a ball peen hammer to put in there, something that you could like smash a half of a avocado into. That a good way to see? How much do you notice that ding? And if that ding is noticeable, then you might notice the difference between certain aftermarket pipes. That being said, you kind of have to know which one you want and what you're after, because they all kind of tune around a little bit. If you're smashing them quite a bit, and then, man, it's so bad when you get a couple $100 pipe. Oh, we just dropped for a second, didn't we?
He went straight from the screening room to the host room. We'll get to Lee here for a second. In a second, finish this question first.
So if you notice that difference, then you will notice the difference of an aftermarket pipe. But if you're smashing them a lot, then it's really not the big deal. You know who makes a good, inexpensive aftermarket pipe is the Rocky Mountain MCATV. By the way, click through on the link through Dirt Bike Test. We get a little chunk of that. They have the Lex pipe, and I know they're making them for the YZ250. I've got one on my KTM 300 right now. It's basically identical to stock is the way they're marketing it. I won't say it's identical. It's off a little bit. I'm picky, but it's good. It actually increased the bottom a little bit on the KTM, made it a little bit smoother, which I like. I liked it so much when I put my KTM, I just put a new top into the KTM. I actually went with slightly higher compression, which is strange for me. I usually don't go that direction. But anyways, so Bruce, hopefully, if you're smashing stock pipes and you can get them cheap, I would keep doing that. The pipe it's not huge anymore because none of the aftermarket the stock motorcycles, they really shoot for peak horsepower. And so the aftermarket, they want to make a little bit more horsepower, and to change that, you're going to lose horsepower, and nobody wants to say they do that, even though they make the bike more rideable. So that's what I think. You got a call, Matt?
Yeah, we do have a call. So this is going to be from Lee. So Lee, go ahead and ask your question here. I understand you're calling about SAG for a novice rider.
Absolutely. So I'm a fairly novice rider. Just bought a new bike after coming to your class. And I'm within 4 millimeters of having it maxed out, and I'm wondering how important that would be for a novice rider.
So, Matt, ask him one more time. How many the millimeters again? I want to do the math in my head.
So Lee, you won't be able to hear Jimmy. How many millimeters did you say again?
So the ideal is 110.
110.
And I'm between 114 and 115.
Oh, yeah. So
okay.
That's close, and that's within tolerance. I mean, some riders like running it down 115, 120. So he's hanging up, and now we're going to answer his question, hopefully.
He's still on the line, so if you want any follow-up questions, I can relay them.
Okay. Well, he can, because it's if he's not going to hear me, I can answer his question now, and he can hang up, and that way he can listen to the answer.
Okay, sounds good. So Lee, we'll go ahead and let you go and go ahead and tune into the show to hear the answer. Okay.
By the way,
this is last question. If you could ask him, is there any beginner races for guys like me if I was to come down in the wintertime?
Okay,
I can get. Thank you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Lee, for the call. We'll answer that one as well. Bye.
Right. Okay, so let's do the SAG thing, and then remind me about the beginner thing, because I'll go off on a tangent, right?
Yes. I got it written down right here.
So here's the thing about SAG. I've run it as high as 90 and as low as 120, depending on the bike, depending on how I liked it to perform. And so if so the way to tell whether you have the right spring is you want about 30 to 35 millimeters. It depends on the bike. 30 to let's say 30 to 40 millimeters of static sag. That's just the weight of the bike by itself. And then you should be getting like 110 with you on it, measuring it correctly. So that says that your spring's in the right range. If you're at 115 and then their spring's topped out, you definitely should go to a bigger spring. and by topped out, I mean there's no static sag with just the bike's weight by itself. If you've got that spring wound down so tight that it's just completely topped out, that's going to actually feel horrible. And if you, like I said, you can't get any more. And there's it depends on the manual, which bikes tell you how to, how much you can compress the spring and different things like this. So that being said, the ultimate sag you get should be based more on feel. I mean, if you're happy with how the bike's working at 115 or 114, it might not be turning that good. But if you're happy with how it's turning and it's not completely topping out, you might be okay. But the way to tell is static sag versus the sag you're happy with the bike's performance at. And if you're happy with it and it's topped out, go to the bigger spring, go back to that sag, and you'll probably be a lot happier with the way that it works. It won't be so like kind of kicky at the end. It won't be trying to extend itself all the way up. We know when it's unweighted. When the bike comes unweighted, it doesn't go clank all the way to the top. It's a little freer. So thanks for that call. And then the beginner races.
About beginner races.
Hey, any like usually motocross races all have beginner classes. All of the desert races have a beginner. Some of them even have first time. I know District 37 for a while had a first time class. So it was your first race. It was a kind of a pie plate, and I don't even think you had to buy a membership. You had to have AMA, but you didn't have to buy a district card. So just kind of check the website, and usually the websites, they have an email or a phone number. Give those guys a call and ask them, and they'll kind of guide you. I mean, the desert, especially the desert racing and stuff that we are familiar with, even the Grand Prix, like, man, would be the best first time race to do would be an SRA Grand Prix at Glen Helen. That'd be super fun. And then they have a beginner class. You start in the last wave of whatever your age category or displacement is, and that'd be, and you're on the track at the same time as the fast guys, but they takes them a little while to pass you because it's a long track and you get to see everything. So there's all different kinds of options for that.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then Bryce is saying, thanks, Jimmy. There's a company in Australia that makes stock pipe copies out of stainless that are really good price. Would this be a good idea? I know you were sus on stainless pipes in the past. So
stainless steel pipes produce a little bit of a different feel. I mean, it's like an aftermarket pipe, and even if they're a stock copy, a guy that has good feel will notice a difference. So I always thought they made the bike a little bit more tingy, like kind of, I would call it a lean feeling sometimes. But sometimes the throttle response is a little sharper. When we tested, we tested a whole bunch of different pipes, just switching. We tried aluminum pipes, we tried stainless steel pipes, and you had to change the jetting for each of those. If you're changing jetting, I have no idea what a fuel injected bike would do, by the way. So, and Chris Reel, as usual, comes back and says SRA races in District 37 and District 36 races are fun. So double thumbs up on those. So Moran are probably fun too. I've never done a straight Moran race.
They're kind of long.
Or
for a novice class, a first timer, you only do half of what everyone else does. So
I can attest to that. When my first race was a Moran race, and I only had to do one lap when everyone else was doing like 2 or 3 laps.
Yep.
So
a little bit easier on them.
Yeah.
They want you to see how it works, and they want you to come back. So that's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
you want to have any other questions there, or you want to get to the question sheet?
Let's go to the question sheet right now.
Okay, Cooper,
you're up.
Oh God. Pedro is asking on a 21 KX450 XC hot battery sensor. Oh, I think that was the video. I'm still getting used to the new to me KX and in tight technical trail. I'll stall and have to refire up. If all isn't timed perfect 1, 2, 3 times and the starter button does nothing. Internet research says that the bike has a hot battery sensor that shuts the bike down for 2 minutes until the battery cools. Does this sound right? Should I replace the battery? Never had this issue with my Austrian bikes. Thanks.
So I'll tell you that KTM's don't have this, and I know that Yamahas did, and I don't know whether it's in the battery itself or it's in someplace in the wiring of the bike, and every bike's a little bit different. I think on the Yamaha it was actually in the battery. Do you remember your YZ250 ever doing that? Did you have a stock battery in it? Yeah.
This was the
You
KX.
stock
So
Yeah, I know this is a KX. So I have heard of this happening. I was gonna call somebody, but I got so busy last week just trying to get Logan's bike all prepped that I didn't have a chance to make that call. So I could call and get that information specifically, but I don't have it for you right now. But if the easy thing to do would be replace, you don't have to replace the battery. You should maybe just borrow a battery, or you could actually just use jumper cables off another battery. And if it keeps cranking past those 2 or 3 times, then because it's going to be pulling battery power from the other battery, then it's something in the battery. And generally an aftermarket battery, let's say a Shawari or Anti-Gravity, or there's other companies as well, one of those that would be able to fix the problem. So Pedro, and Matt, did you ever have that happen on the 250F test bike by chance?
No, we didn't have this issue.
Did you ever stall it?
I'm trying to remember which ones I did stall. It's specifically the KX. I don't remember if I actually ever stalled it.
Because you're a really good rider and you have awesome clutch control, right?
Really good balance too, as demonstrated in the videos you got of me the other day.
I think those are on the video editing computer if you want to take a look.
Maybe later. I got an early flight to catch tomorrow morning, so I'm kind of when the show goes down, I'm driving back to Vegas.
Which means no Tech Talk next Tuesday.
No Tech Talk next Tuesday.
You're gonna have to spend your next Tuesday night following Logan's blog called Sweet KTM 390.
Yep.
I don't know how the hell we're gonna upload it and get it edited, but you know how to do that stuff on your phone, right? No. So Logan's gonna edit and upload these things on his phone while we're riding. I actually got a really good picture of him, like what he does while I drive.
Oh, I think you should pull.
Oh
that up.
yeah, I have that one's all primed, ready to go. If you want to show the people.
Why don't we put it up there so we get it? Let's give everybody a good view of Logan.
This one's gold.
Providing really awesome, stimulating conversation while Jimmy slogs off 12-hour days behind the wheel.
He looks like a camel.
He's just doing doing his part here.
There's beautiful scenery. We're driving by a lake, and I was like, literally, "Hey, Logan, look at the okay. There's Logan." So when he gets a little quiet, we're just gonna pull that photo up. Yeah, he was all good.
Yeah,
he had the seatbelt pillow going. Yeah, the whole 9 yards. If you're listening to this right now, we have a picture of Logan smashed out against the side of the window. Like,
and you just see this.
The only thing he didn't do was drool. He didn't drool.
Was he snoring?
No, he didn't snore. He just out cold. It wasn't until I actually pulled into the parking lot where we had to go to the store. I pulled in the parking lot and I was just like, I didn't really want to wake him up, but then I forgot to take it out of gear and I stalled the truck because it's got a manual clutch on it, and it basically smashed him up against the side of the thing. He might have a bruise on the side of his face. I'm not sure.
Oh no.
So, okay, next question.
Well, we had some input from Bob here. He was saying the stainless steel 2-stroke pipe will actually resonate at a different frequency and change the power characteristics. Which way, he's not sure, but that is, he said it's a good question for Mitch Payton.
Well, that would be a good question for Mitch Payton or any of the other pipe gurus that are out there. But that's exactly what I said.
Yep.
Okay, next question.
So Ben in the 150 XCW versus the Beta 200 is saying slower, tighter single track, difference in luggability in the mid-range. How does the TPI build power compared to the carb through the mid-range and power valve?
Well, because it's a 200, you're always, good thing you don't have the counter on, Matt, because that would be just a little bit too much.
Well, I can't reach my keyboard from where I'm sitting right now, so
I say
Yeah, I
on.
saw somebody called us out on one of the social channels.
the very first thing, and then they reminded me that I accidentally kept a thing on that I meant to turn off when we have Zoom calls. So
Right.
we got rid of the echo really quick though.
So a 200 is a 200, more torque, and has definitely the way it comes on the low end. It builds power, and you feel the power build. Where the 150, you have to use a little bit more RPMs. It's amazing how much torque the fuel injected bike has. But what I will tell you is the difference is if you roll the throttle on the 200, the bike will start accelerating. Where if you roll it on the 150, it'll just kind of keep going. It doesn't build. It really doesn't it just doesn't have the grunt to kind of accelerate much. Same, it's very similar to the difference between a 250 and a 300. You roll on a 300, it starts accelerating and goes. Where you roll on a 250 and they kind of hold a little bit in comparison. So, the same thing. If you had a 200 and a 250, the 250 when you rolled it on would feel like it would accelerate. So you can go to bigger throttle openings on the 150 without the bike bogging, but you'd be doing kind of some ridiculous stuff. Like it would not be normal. Where any carbureted bike, you can kind of go past the point where it functions into the point where it just doesn't carburate any longer, and a fuel injected bike continues to provide a mixture. So hopefully that answers the question. And it's those two bikes. I think, yeah, they're kind of different, but let me tell you, Beta made a hell of a 200. That motor is insane, really good.
Do you think you'll get another one?
Actually, I'm getting a X trainer. Even though
sweet.
I have one in the garage, I can have one that we can go. We can destroy almost as much as Logan and his sister.
I didn't break anything.
You didn't break anything.
Nope.
When you crashed. You broke
You
yourself.
dented the pipe.
I dented a pipe, and I got dirt into the throttle tube.
Okay.
That was it. My sister, on the other hand, has done way worse.
Okay. Does the bike look? Oh, it's not even around anymore.
It's at my cousin's.
Okay. Yeah, we bring 3 of those things out and just go demolish Beta X trainers.
Mm-hmm.
Since yours is already there. Hey Cooper, if you're nice to Erica, you can borrow hers, or Matt.
Yeah.
That thing's showroom. Yeah.
I've had fun pretty much anytime I've hopped on X trainer, but I haven't had a whole lot of time on them. So.
Yeah. So we're not getting any other ones. Next question.
Next question is from Bill. He's asking, if clutch and throttle control are the key to good traction, then what is the key for good balance?
You do it every morning when you get out of bed. You start there, and you probably use it until you go back to bed. So you possess the key for good balance in what you practice, which is walking, moving around, doing day-to-day activities, right? So the key is to get on your motorcycle and teach yourself how the balance works there through your feet, through your good balance sensors, which are on the bottoms of your feet, and then your whole body, the way your body reacts to what your feet are telling it, not what your ass tells you, not what your hands on the handlebars tell you. You use those things to work in conjunction with the information that your feet are giving you. Or if you're going to be a sit-down rider, you can get some practice of balance sitting down, but you'll notice you don't have by the time you start feeling it going out of balance while you're sitting down, you don't have the tools to correct it very well. Where when you're standing up, you feel it sooner, you can correct it sooner. Or if you start losing it while you're sitting down, if you stand up, you'll have the ability to correct it a little bit more. So, and then the throttle, especially the throttle, can help amplify the correction. Come take a class, Bill. I got 2 days of this in me, locked and loaded.
getting ready to. Oh yeah, or go to the online courses.
Hey, how's Maximus doing in there with the call-in studio?
He seems to be doing pretty good.
Yeah,
I think he's just chilling in there.
chilling in there, dreaming about doing burnouts in a big diesel Ford truck. I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard he's a truck. We heard he's a truck dude. He's into trucks. He's probably got a split screen going, and he's watching some jackass talk about trucks and how to tune your Ford 250.
Yeah.
Yeah. This motorcycle stuff might be out of his wheelhouse, but we can convert him. It's way more affordable than that diesel truck of his, right?
Two wheels is just better for the soul.
Logan, you go show him what that Cummins you got in your truck does. What? Who's done a meaner burnout? You or him?
Him.
Oh yeah, yeah. Why, you're afraid to break yours? Logan's got it. Logan's driving a diesel truck these days.
Yeah, and I hear it every now and then.
I have no idea how they're affording to drive it, because we drop 500 gallons in this thing, or $500 worth of fuel, 100 gallon, not even 100, 70, 80, 84 gallons, $500.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Okay. Next question.
In the KTM 390 video, Raghu says, "No offense to the host, but
Last name? Your last name?
come on, I don't know.
No. I really.
Kamanini? I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That seems legit.
Ragu. Ragu.
Come on, Cooper, keep going. Sound it out.
All right. Well, there's another word I don't even know. It says he's asking, no offense to the host, but Bahaja is India's best-selling two-wheeler company. They're very reliable, and I did not like him dropping shade on the Bahaja.
Well, you got to say it right first, okay? Well, I
Did I
didn't
say it
even
wrong
say
again?
So no, he should be offended by this, because if I were a better we'll call it reviewer. So he watched the KTM 390 video, and I did blatantly say I've been told how to say it. I should get Salvaraj, who's he's like a vice president at KTM, and really awesome guy, friend of mine. I should get him on the show because he's Indian. He came from India and went to Europe and worked for the Mako factory. So when I get to ride a Mako, and I've got a line in one, when I get to ride a Mako, I'll get Sal on the show, and then he can tell me everything I did wrong,
Yeah.
including mispronounce the name. But I do know that they sell a lot of bikes in India, and their association with KTM is it's been really good for, I think, both companies. Actually, the KTM 390, there's certain things on that bike that are better than KTM, and it was funny because I said, where did that come from? And they're like, those guys invented that. It's just little things like the way the airbox, remember when we pulled the air filter out? That's way better than most KTMs. Yeah. Adventure bikes, by the way, not the dirt bikes. They've kind of got the air filter figured out. They've been pioneering on air filter ease of use for a long time, and ease of use without the customer being able to screw it up. Mm-hmm. But on the adventure bikes, their air filters, frankly, suck. That's why I use Rottweiler stuff, by the way. But the KTM 390 is actually a really nice filter. Really well, you take the seat off, pull some screws off, and then it just clips in and clips out. Simple. But yeah, Raju Kamanini, yeah. Sorry, buddy. I have a problem with pronouncing things. Not as bad as Cooper, though.
How do you say that word? Baja?
Baja. They don't really they don't really say the J's that well. I think they have probably a better there's probably a better way to say it. But so this is just leading up to this segment that we're going to have. It's called Say It with Cooper.
What?
Do you know
You
this?
told about this? No.
It's called it's going to be called Say It with Cooper. So we're going to have listeners like you out in the field. If you're watching or listening to this show, if you think you can find a really good word for Cooper to say, you need to email it to us, Matt@JimLewisOffroad.com, or we'll call it a quick a quick roulette, or what do you call it when it's a quick shot or something like that? You put it in the chat, and we'll make Cooper say it.
Do I get points if I get it right?
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
come with
there's-
point system.
Ooh,
Hey,
all
there's
right. I'm down.
there's no risk without reward, and if you get it
All right.
wrong, buddy.
Oh God.
Hey,
We'll
really
do
quick.
push-ups.
Actually, let me go in and see if I can type in a word in the chat. I want you to say it. We'll
You
test
want
this
Cooper
out
to say
right
it?
now. Yeah, Cooper, I'm going to type
No
something
pressure,
in
bud.
the chat right now.
Can Matt help me? Can we like discuss it and then?
We can compare how
Matt
we
will know
would
it.
pronounce
Matt
it.
Matt will know it for sure. But there's a word that's popping up in the chat. You got to say that.
Oh, I practice this. Who's a berg?
Who's a bird?
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Who's- Who's a bird? Okay, that's good. Did you see what he did? He practiced.
Yes.
I
amazing.
did.
Logan and I were talking about some skills. Well, no, I was talking to Logan
Yeah.
about some skills,
I was saying yeah.
and he said yeah a few times. One of the 7 words he used on the trip up here. And we were talking about practicing, and that's a good thing to work on, is practicing things. That's how you improve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Hey, good job, Cooper. That's good. I'll
Thank
let you write
you.
a piece of work for that.
Desert Adventures has another one here.
Oh, really? What's that?
Yeah. We'll get that.
Just say
Actually,
it.
this is one that I messed up myself, so I kind of want.
Okay, so say it, Cooper.
Akrapovic.
Oh no. That's okay. That's the way the way an American would say it.
Okay. How do
Okay.
you really say it?
It's a Kropovich, isn't it?
A Kropovic.
A Kropovic.
Yeah.
That is not even.
Yeah.
What?
And
It's
I
not
may,
English.
I may be saying it a little bit wrong as well. You know what kind of pipe your KTM 390 has?
Aprakovich.
A what?
Aprakovich.
Say it louder.
Aprakovich.
I thought it was a Prokovic. I thought
Yeah,
we were
You
losing
sounded
the
like you
it.
said the B word.
Don't worry, you guys both butchered it. That's a fail. San Felipe Bob has a word for you.
Um.
Don't worry, I'm gonna
Oh.
just put it on the.
Wait,
little
I
big
got
cam
this.
here.
I got this. Isn't it?
Okay.
Is that a Cherubies?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Did you
See?
practice that? Or you listen to
he-
other people say it?
Yeah, Bob's definitely not helping me, but
Oh, wait. He's not helping
Yeah.
you.
No, but we've gone into the chair bees in front of him before. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, we rehearsed. Yeah. Remember
Yeah.
you were telling me about the shirt with the chair and the bees? That's what I thought of.
That's
As
why
long
they
as
made
it's
the
the chair
shirt.
and the bee, as long as it's the chair and the bees, not the bird and the bees, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. So you got the ding. That's good. So, anyways, this is going to be an ongoing segment that we will work on and farm into something better. And of course, sponsorable, by the way.
Potentially
Fully
brought to you
spon-
by someone. Yeah.
by someone. Yeah, brought to you tonight. It was brought to you by Promotability.
Bulletproof Design.
No, Bulletproof Designs.
Bulletproof Designs.
We'll work on that Promotability thing as well. But yeah, Bulletproof Designs. Either way, if you're gonna ding up your bike with bad pronunciation, then you should protect your bike with Bulletproof Designs. So, okay, we got a question up in the chat.
Yeah, from Rusty. I think Logan should take it. It's been a while since he's read one.
Yeah.
Rusty, Titmoose, Shats.
That sounds like a fake name.
Yeah.
Titmoose Shats. You hope you don't hit a titmoose out here. Okay.
Recently watched a DBT video about some maintenance on a 500. After you violated a rally route, first, thanks to the tip on Rock Oil Eco Foam, I immediately bought 2 bottles. You need to get sponsorship.
Right.
2. You mentioned that your 500 has a stock ECU, but I noticed you had an aftermarket pipe on it. I want you to do this, but everyone seems to think you need to increase fuel/air ratio with exhaust modification. Please do more 500 videos, wisdom, parts, maintenance, etc.
Thank you, Rocky Schatz Titmoose, whatever the name is. So thank you for well, hey, how do you like the rock oil, by the way? The eco foam.
I like it.
Oh,
So
dude, secret weapon of air filtering. Okay, yeah, they do need a sponsor. They're a small company. The guy that imports it over here in the US is it's a small deal for him. Matt, we gotta work out a thing. We gotta work on a thing because I know we can get something rolling there.
Well, just give me a contact and I'll reach him out.
Right, yeah. But so I don't know which video it was, and I violated what did he say? A rally note?
You validated a rally note. I'm saying it with Logan.
Validated. Violated. Yeah, I might have violated a rally note. After you on some maintenance, I think he's talking about your maintenance on my KTM 500, Matt, isn't he?
I do believe, or he could be talking about the Nora prep video as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I vaguely remember doing that video. You know why I do videos, by the way, is because I forget everything I say, and this way it's recorded in perpetuity. That way people can say, "Oh, you said this," and then they can show me the video, and I go, "Well, I guess you're right."
Yeah,
I'll just make it up otherwise. The 500 that was in that video has, a stock ECU and an FMF pipe on it, an FMF Q on it, or it's a power core with Q internals. It was a something they special built for me because they didn't have parts, or I don't even know how it ended up, or it was early production or something weird like that. But it's basically a Q, even though it might say power core, and there's no problem putting a slip-on muffler on the back of if you're just doing the slip-on. I don't have the header on that because I found that if you put the Mega Bomb on there, you lose the O2 sensor and stuff starts going wrong. There's some workarounds for this, but I didn't want to mess with it. I just didn't want the heat in the back of the muffler. I didn't want that heat, building heat into the pipe because I knew I was going to be running it hard, going so fast like I do when I'm doing those rallies. Like when I'm running away from Ricky Brabeck. Hey, Ricky, how's it going? Yeah, I just said that to you. And so I don't want to build up all that heat. So I just put a slip-on on it as opposed to running the stock one. And they're fine. You're not going to hurt anything that way. So I will try to do more 500 videos. And what else do I do on those bikes? I just ride them. I got one in the back.
Yeah.
I got Bob's old bike in the back.
Glad we're not taking it home.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you, I found another Bob thing. Hey, can Bob hear us or not right now?
He can hear you. He actually has headphones on right now.
Oh, he's running the headphones.
Yeah, he's running the headphones, but he does not have a microphone on right now.
We should have got him the counter. That Bob could be a good. You need to figure out a way to use that little box thing you have where you push buttons, and it adds the counter, and we just send a little. Maybe he needs a remote control where Bob just pushes the button, the counter button.
Yeah.
It's because he used to have the bell, and he's not very good at that because he lost attention span. So Bob, the question is the question for Bob is, would you? Just in a perfect world, would you actually, on a bike that you owned, use a slightly shorter bolt in a certain part of the bike to save weight if it grabbed enough threads according to an airplane mechanic, let's just say?
Well, it's 2D. 2 times the diameter is the length, the grip length.
I don't know if you heard that.
I don't want the theory, the formula. I don't want any of that crap. All I want to know was, would you, if you could, use a bolt that was slightly shorter than the standard one to save weight?
No.
No. Okay. We'll get into this one later when I have more evidence.
Oh, no.
He
Oh,
said,
boy.
"Oh no."
Bikes in the back of the truck. It's totally safe if we go trail riding tomorrow. I'm taking the 500 with the big ass gas tank. Logan has a 350 with a stock tank, and we're gonna go rip some trails.
Nice.
So okay. Next question.
It's from the Racing a Stock YZ450 FX. Blake is asking, my YZ250F felt heavier than my KTM 450 XCF. Yamaha needs to cut some pounds.
Whoa,
Diet.
really?
Matt, don't you got some
Okay.
input on this?
So what does he say what year the bikes are?
No.
Nope.
I'm going to assume it's a more modern KTM 450 if he's claiming it feels lighter than the 250.
So did he read the question one more time? Did he go from the KTM to the Yamaha, or did he go from Yamaha to the KTM?
Yamaha took.
Oh, this is okay. This is the racing. Yeah. Okay, I see the question here. I felt heavier than my KTM 450. So if his YZ250F, and that's not even the WR or anything like that. That's okay. If
Yeah,
that
specifically says YZ.
Yeah, if that's an older one, I can see that. Like if it's pre 2019, I could absolutely see that. And the KTM's do feel really light. What I will tell you is that I promise you that Blake puts a lot of weight into his handlebars. He steers through the handlebars, because the more we found this in testing all the time, the more you do weight perception through the handlebars, the heavier the Yamaha feels to a rider, because the steering is a little bit heavier. You can probably account this, like Matt, between the gas and the Yamaha, which one did you feel how light that gas steered?
Yeah, it felt light, but it wasn't like a huge difference between it and the Yamaha. To me, it's just the center of gravity. The Yamaha just felt so much lower, so it felt different. But I wouldn't say it was necessarily a whole lot. The way it didn't feel a lot lighter once you were going.
Huh. Yeah, I think and both companies have kind of gone closer towards center. I would say the Yamaha used to feel heavier and the KTM's used to feel lighter, and now they're coming a little bit closer. But I can see that. But I don't. Yeah, so Yamaha, I think I don't think they've cut any pounds. They've cut ounces, but I don't think they've cut a lot of pounds. But I promise you that the steering feel has come a little bit lighter, and the scale will not agree with you. But that's the interesting thing about riding bikes, and it also depends on how you have it set up. You can set up a bike to run heavy on the front, or heavy in the rear, and you can change the weight feel of the bike quite a bit just by doing stuff like sliding your forks up and down, running more shock preload, running a lot less compression can make a bike feel heavier. There's all kinds of stuff you can do in settings that will really change that stuff. Do we have anybody on the Seat Concepts hot seat line that I'm hot seated for not?
Not right now. No, we don't have any callers in studio. We don't have any callers in line. So if you want to ask Jimmy a question live on air, go ahead and give us a ring at 775-318-5515. We'll keep the line open up until commercial break.
Hey, Rock Oil Eco Foam is available at Rottweiler Performance. Just found that out. So
it's on their website.
Neither of those two companies are our sponsors, but that just shows you that we will tell you the thing. And Rusty Titmouse his name is Logan. So is that you?
No.
You weren't texting underneath the like you were when we were driving the whole time. Who were you texting the whole time we were driving?
My dad and my sister.
Your dad and your sister. Family man.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, next question.
Hawaii Dirt Rider he says, nice. Wondering if you will do a ride on a Stark Varg ride.
If they let us, for sure. If I
Did
get
I
my
say
chance,
that right?
if I get a chance to ride one of those things, I'd ride it in a second. Everybody says, "Oh, you're an electric bike hater and all this stuff." I'm not. I'm an early adapter of most things. I like weird shit. Look, I think Husabergs are great. I liked Husabergs when I very first rode a Husaberg, because they didn't talk much. They brought a freaking motorcycle that broke rules and ripped. and I didn't just jump on the 4-stroke bandwagon when Yamaha brought out a YZ400. I'd been riding 4-strokes. Hell, I raced 4-strokes back when they weren't cool. I've been, and I've liked 2-strokes the whole time. I don't, electric. If electric can be as good, or it has some advantages for anything, I'm there. But they came out with some bold ass claims, and I feel they overstepped their bounds with the claims, because I know enough about the technology of batteries and controllers and charging. I'm not saying anything about the handling. I'm not saying anything about the weight. Batteries, controllers, and charging, because they can't fake the weight number. The weight number is the weight number, and they gave us the weight number, and it was a little bit high, but it was a lot lighter than what we had in previous, and it's not that bad. But that's a number they couldn't fake. 80 horsepower, yeah, they can get 80 horsepower, but I promise you that you can't run that much power through a controller on a motorcycle-sized vehicle and have that much power for that long. And they started talking about 1 and 2 hour charging. I'm like, you're gonna have to have wires the size of my arm going in, because the other thing would be like really like the normal size wires. There's just a lot. There's a lot of claims there, and then the timeline they gave was ridiculous. Just knowing production schedules and knowing delivery issues, supply chain issues that are going on. It was just, they came out and they said, I've heard it before in the motorcycle industry. People come out and say, look at us, look at this, look at that. And they're looking for investor money. They're looking for, pizzazz startup. They're looking for people to send their money in. And great, because there's a lot of people that want the newest, the best. Every year when the one manufacturer comes out with a brand new 450, this year it's the KTM. KTM has the new 450. There's a lot of people that'll buy it regardless of how it does in Supercross. They just want the newest, latest, greatest thing. When Honda goes to a complete change of bike, there's guys buy it that they put their deposit down before it's ever been tested because they want the greatest thing. And this is where Stark went. And now it's been tested, and people were talking about it, like literally the journalists were trying to, I'll do this right here. Like, oh, there's a Stark bar. I rode this. Half of their lip was sewn shut because they didn't have the answers. They couldn't get the answers. I want to know where, like Motocross Action went over there and rode it, I'm pretty sure. And they are one of the ones that, like us, tell you the way it really is. I mean, they have their own way of doing it. I haven't seen their impression of it. Is anybody? Is it out yet?
I haven't seen it.
Because I suspect that all of a sudden there's been some preemptive measures. It's like, and maybe they're softening a little bit where they don't want to say something bad about, something that, I forget what happened during the Cannondale days when Dirt Rider went Bike of the Year, and then Motocross Action, like when they wrote it, just said, what a turd. And and I wrote it at Cycle World. I said, hey, this thing has some good points and some bad points. That's where I come from. I'll take it at face value. So I will ride that thing the minute I get a chance. I'd love to go. I don't want to go fly over to Europe to ride 4-lap stints and not be able to see how it's charged or learn, give some technical insight about it. And I don't know if they're protecting secrets or doing stuff. And if they say 80 horsepower, I want to ride it 80 horsepower mode, not because I need that, because that's freaking ridiculous. I would be fine with 60 horsepower, but they said 80 horsepower. I want to feel it because I know that a rear tire can't handle that. And I want to see how that controller handles that and all this stuff. So anyways, Is that a rant?
Yeah, that was a rant.
Hey, just tell Trevor to put Jimmy's feelings on electric motorcycles on the thing, and that'll get at least 10 views. It'll be awesome.
Well, was that an electric motorcycle rant or more of a Stark Varg rant?
It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Right now, the best electric motorcycle could be the OSET. It could be the KTM E50, E5, or whatever version that is. And it could be one of those electric motion trials bikes because I've heard good things about it, but I've not ridden them. So I can't tell you anything specific. Put me on it. I'll ride it. I'll tell you how it really works. And then that's the way it works. But it's not a rant. It's just the honest what I really think from how many years of doing this. I don't know. So yeah, I don't care. I want to have fun on my dirt bike. I think everybody wants to have fun on their dirt bike. And,
right.
Yeah, hey, I run things on my bikes that, people like, let's just talk about okay, recluse clutch. That's a real puller thing. I have them on most of my personal bikes. And some people will call me a pussy for running them. They'll say you're an old man for running them and whatever. I'm like, okay, I don't care. I run it because I like it. I can tell you what's good about it and what's bad about it. Regardless of what why I use it. It's not just because I use it doesn't mean it's the best. And same thing with, flex bars. Fasst Company flex bars right here, by the way. My wrists are sore from years and years and years of beating the shit out of them. And if I want to ride day in and day out, I have Fasst Company flex handlebars on my bikes, on almost every single one that I own. On my KTM 390, I have flex bars, and you don't.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I'm not going to ride your bike, even though you have a better pipe than me. So, hey, we're going to do a shootout. So.
Oh, a shootout of 390s?
Yeah.
390 shootout.
I had to uncross thread bolts off of Logan's bike. Some other magazine had it. The tank bag that I got from another quote magazine had stuffing in it. You know how your chick, when she wants to look a little bit pumped up, she puts a little bit of. I pulled some of that foam out of the tank bag because they were pretending like they were adventure riders. We're not adventure riders. We just pretend. Mm-hmm. Okay. And by the way, if you're listening to that, I just put my hand under my shirt and made it look like I had a nice C cup.
And I made sure it was on the screen for everyone to see.
Good. Yeah. That's why those gem moments to watch this show.
Exactly. So
hey, it just turned 8 o'clock. Does that mean we're supposed to go to commercials?
I think we'll go ahead and go to commercials, and then
wait a minute.
We'll come back with Roost or Endo.
I'm good. Are you gonna get my my what was it called? Oh yeah, my Stark rant on my Grinder account. Because I think grinders like Starks.
And with this grinder.
Wait, did you just ask what a grinder was?
No, he said you and your grinder. Like,
oh,
wasn't it? He asked, "What is it like?" Yeah. It's Tinder for old people, right?
Well, with that, guys, I think it's time for commercial.
Yeah, commercial break.
All right, so we'll come back with Roost or Endo, and we got a couple more questions to get to as well. Phone lines, I will be shutting down the phone lines right now. So, all right, see you guys in a little bit.
What's up, Moto Buddies? Mike here from Taco Moto Co. What is the Taco Touch? It's the best service in the industry. Virtually 24/7 tech support via email or text, and it's like having a dirt bike doctor on call every day of the year, helping you fix your bike or recommend parts or setups for you. If you've ever received an order from us, you'll know that the Taco Touch extends to our fulfillment, and our orders come with the coolest stickers that you've ever had, buying parts from anybody before, and a handful of root beer barrel candies. All of our Taco Moto Co. branded components come with a no questions asked lifetime warranty, and we'll even extend out the warranty of other manufacturers, OEM, and aftermarket parts where we can, sometimes for life. We test and tune endlessly and exhaustively and obsessively. We're trying to destroy everything that we can before you get your hands on it to look for weaknesses and to improve it, or to make recommendations to the manufacturer. And if it's something that doesn't meet grade, then we don't offer it on the store. Everything that we carry is something that we have personally used, tested, and ridden, and raced, and knows meets the high Taco Touch demanding standard. Go out and get some adventure.
Since 2009, Seat Concepts has been dedicated to making the best aftermarket seats. More comfort, more grip, more riding. For 10 years, we've continued to raise the bar. Innovation and American craftsmanship make Seat Concepts the world-leading manufacturer of power sports seats.
Kentucky.
Kentucky, whereabouts?
I didn't want to say why.
Oh, we're back.
Why?
Yep, we're back live.
Oh,
Hey, sorry, I got caught up talking, and then I didn't realize that we were back.
But Matt's going to Kentucky, and
yeah,
and you know what? I think Matt, you know, you're going to go visit Kentucky.
Mhm.
I think you should visit the Victory Zone.
Oh yeah,
with a Yamaha read, because you can go to YamahaMotorsports.com and Cooper. Look, don't read the first couple of lines. That tells you what it is. Start like down in the meat of it. Here, Logan,
Right.
why don't you try?
Check this out. Wait,
What? Silence? Silence?
Wait, all right, I got this.
professional podcast.
Yeah, so we'd like to thank Yamaha for their big sponsor, and if you'd like to enter the Victory Zone, make sure you visit Yamaha.com today to explore what's new and improved for 2022.
Wait, are you sure you got that website right? Read the website. It's highlighted so you say it perfect.
YamahaMotorsports.com.
Yeah, not Yamaha.com, because I don't really want to see any pianos. I want to see YZ two-strokes ripping the loam. Kind of like what I do out in the sand track when it's wet out there, and you were talking about wanting to go riding. We'd love to go riding with you, but you went on a little vacation, and you couldn't come out riding with us. And now you're back, and you're going to be all by your lonesome. Maybe you should go riding with Bob. Catch up to speed.
There we go.
You guys heard all of that?
Yeah, they were able to hear everything we said.
We're trolling you on this Zoom call. I don't know if you know this.
Oh.
So get to the part about, just talk about the Monster Energy graphics and the race colors. And
all right, for the look of a full factory ride, both the YZ450F and YZ250F come in exclusive Monster Energy Yamaha Racing Edition graphics package.
Hey, wait. We were talking about the YZ125 and YZ250 two-strokes. So you guys are on the four-stroke side and we're on the two-stroke side? We're rap, and you're
like we're diesel in it, and you guys are revving.
Okay.
We'll slow it down a little bit too.
Okay. So you
slow
want me to
down.
keep going with the four-stroke or the two-stroke?
Which one would you want to ride?
The two-stroke.
You know what we can do? So you're just going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait till we get back with anticipation watching Logan's vlog. But we'll take out a brand new 2022 YZ125 two-stroke with improved ergonomics, an all-new engine,
with
updated suspension settings, new brakes. I'm doing this off the top of my head. And the only reason I know is because I rode one and they're awesome. So if you need to know about this, you need to visit YamahaMotorsports.com to ride a YZ two-stroke. But if you wanted to ride a YZ four-stroke, you can enjoy the enhanced power tuning capability of the industry's only free Yamaha power tuning app that you can just Wi-Fi from your phone to that YZ250FX that's sitting in the garage right now when we go out there. So if it doesn't roost enough for you, kind of like the YZ125 would, you can throw a new map at it. So we always say throw a tune at that bitch like that. Then you can make that YZ250FX roost, but it's got a big dent in the rim. Thanks, Trevor. And other than that, you can also get that bike, not that one, but the YZs you can get in Monster Energy Graphics editions. And where do you go to check that?
YamahaMotorsports.com today.
Right. To visit the what?
Victory Zone.
Good. Okay, that's how you do those reads.
Oh. I
We
like
made that
reading them
halfway.
word for word.
With all that back and forth, I don't know if that's how you would do a read, but
Actually, Matt, what you should do right now is bump your head up against that board in the back, and maybe that YZ125 radiator shot will hit you in the head and knock some sense into you.
Oh yeah.
You didn't talk about the suspension settings.
They're awesome. What do you need to do? Actually, it took Logan to hole shots with the choke on. Yeah.
It was all because of the suspension settings.
Yeah.
There you go.
Enter the victory zone. You can't help it.
Enter the victory zone. Visit
All right.
YamahaMotorsports.com today.
All right, let's get into Roost or Endo, brought to you by. Oh, did I cut you off there?
No, you can
Okay.
you can keep talking. You're almost in charge of this whole thing, by the way. Tacomoto, Tacomoto.co. If you want to know where to get the cool stuff for your actually almost any bike, but mostly KTM's, Huskies, gases. They have a lot of stuff for Hondas. They have different ECUs, different power tuning stuff, but they have like trinkets too. So if you win this $100 gift certificate by submitting your bike to Roost or Endo, and you send that to matt@jimmylewisoffroad.com, you send in a picture of your bike, tell us the year, make, and model, so we know what we're talking about, and talk a little bit about the mods. And depending on Logan's mood, because Logan gets to decide exclusively tonight, because he's, with that drive up here and all the sleeping, I think his brain is still fresh. Logan will decide which one gets the $100.
Ooh.
Yeah, looks like he's well rested. So
we can
trust his judgment.
influence it though. We can influence it. Yeah. What does it look like? What does it look like when Logan's resting? By the way, just curious. I forgot. It's been a few hours.
You need to see it again.
Yeah.
Well, does this picture Roost or Endo? That's the real question. Hold on, I need to transform it here because
Bob, you gotta look at this.
It wasn't really roosting. It was kind of more. It was very relaxed.
Oh.
Yeah, not necessarily a roost.
My back was so stiff when I woke up after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Back was down.
Yeah.
Huh.
It looks like you're.
I wonder why.
He
Yeah,
looks like a
I can't-
camel.
There we go.
Like a bomb.
Thing, yeah. Well, the other time, one of the other times he fell asleep. Imagine if he just took a left-hand turn right now and just fell like towards the center console, and his neck was just out like that. I think that did worse for your neck than this.
Probably you got some support here.
That's not an endo, but one quick tap on the brakes and it'd be a windshield.
Oh boy.
Or my seatbelt.
But he's got the seatbelt, so it'd be whiplash.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to our first bike.
All right. This first bike is from R. Cody.
There we go. Okay, you wanna?
Yep, it's got a Cherubies plastic kit with
What kind of bike
SKDA.
is it? Hey, what
Didn't
kind of
say.
bike are we talking about?
Did not say.
Did not put it
Uh-oh.
in. Let me do.
Red flag.
That's a. Okay, so we're just gonna guess which bike this is.
If you go to the Facebook, you can see it.
The Facebooks. Okay, go ahead. Keep going. Remember, this is a podcast. Oh, that one. That's a pretty looking bike.
Yeah.
It's got Fastaway exhaust end cap. Oh no. Here's the word I don't know. Athena?
Athena.
Oh, Athena. Get
Hold
ECU.
on.
Do you know anything about Greek mythology?
Add it to the list.
No. Yeah.
That's
Athena.
Italian.
Oh god.
Athena, the goddess of astrology for the Greek mythology.
The company's Italian.
Yeah.
All right, it's got Cherubies frame guards, a Cherubies skid plate, a Cherubies LED headlight, tubeless front and rear, Tusk handguards, precision racing steering stabilizer, and lots and bumps and scrapes.
That is actually a pretty good looking graphics. The only one I've seen that I like better than that. What does the H stand for? Husky?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess so.
Because we don't know. It looks like a KTM to me, but this has battery power.
Yeah.
Our phone's gonna go dead. We're adjusting here as we
Got
speak.
it.
Hold on. Don't worry. You're gonna do flips and cartwheels and.
Don't worry,
awesome.
we can't really see you anyway right now. Everyone's looking at this bike, which I think actually has one of the better graphics kit that we've seen been submitted. I like the wave.
I like the color wave. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it looks good, but we don't know what it is.
No.
The picture's actually nice. He did a good job with the layers and the mountains and the dust in the background and stuff. That's a good looking bike, a good looking picture. We just don't know what it is. It's like a mystery.
Just don't know.
The H though is a little misleading because you think that thing's charged?
No, there's
Yeah, it
no
could
way
be a
it's
Honda.
There's
Yeah.
no way.
Hey, it is Pride Month and it
has
does
an
have
H
some
on it.
rainbows, so we're all good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you just do? Okay, we're good. Logan's flicking my screen. Go ahead, next.
All right, so this one endos?
Yeah, we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Failed. All right, this next one, you guys are gonna have to bear with me. It's one of the big lists.
Oh.
It's from Western Rogers. It's a 2006 CRF X.
What? CRF 450X.
Yeah, CRF 450X.
Does it say that, or did you just make it up?
No, it says
it
that.
says
06
450.
CRF 450X.
He omitted the 450 in the first time you read it.
All right, so it's got hot cam stage 2, wrench rabbit rebuilt kit, cylinder works high compression piston, JD jetting, recluse core EXP, recluse clutch basket, all Tusk bling pieces, Tusk wheel / hubs, primary drive 13/51, Trail Tech kickstand, Tusk brake pedal, hammer head shifter, Tusk EMEX T45 tire, 4mm Tusk tubes, Tusk oversized 207mm front brake rotor, Tusk rear braid, front and rear brake lines, Yoshimura.
Add it to list.
RS2 full system, Tusk aluminum radiators, Tusk silicone radiator hoses, Cherubi skid plate, Cherubi's front rotor guard, Zeta. Hand guards. Zeta. Zeta came with the bike. IMS Pro Series pegs, IMS 3-gallon tank, attack graphics, Tusk grip seat cover, tugger strap, and a 2013 R front fender and number plate. Jesus.
So basically, this bike has a stock frame and stock center cases, and then every other piece has been modified.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If he would have gone through the banner on Dirt Bike Test to Rocky Mountain MC, we could retire right now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
How
sure
much stuff?
that we could totally retire. Is this bike for sale? Because that sounds like a list you would put on it if the bike was for sale.
Nope, he said he got it 3 months ago and completely rebuilt the bike for a local D36 hair scrambles.
It's got his name on it and everything. I don't think he's selling this thing anytime soon.
Yeah.
That he's done a sweet job with that bike. I'm pretty sure he's proud. I mean, everything's been replaced. It's like a brand new old bike. The only thing he didn't give us was the jetting he's running in the car.
Right. Well, I think he's in the chat.
Yep, there he goes. NorCal Enduro rider.
My bike.
NorCal.
My bike.
Yeah. That thing's gonna be a handful in the woods, but have a great time. Ricky Brabeck would totally approve of you riding that motorcycle. I'll tell you that from experience. And that I'm giving that a Roost. What about you, Logan? Roost.
It's a hell of a Roost.
Yeah, Roost. I think it's dope.
I like that.
All right, what's up next?
This next one is Darren St.
Darren St. Yves?
Yeah.
That's what we're going with.
It's a 2020 CRF 125 FB.
Whoa.
It's got what? Oh,
I'm just saying, whoa, look at that. Is this our first CRF 125?
Might be our second.
it's got a ricochet. Oh no, we practiced this.
Ricochet.
Ricochet, yeah.
Oh,
Off-road skid plate.
Add it to the list. Yeah, add it to
Shoot,
the
we
list.
even-
Yeah,
I
a
even looked
ricochet.
at-
Yeah, got it.
Oh my god. JFG Racing wraparound handguards, AVS F2 levers, tugger straps front and rear, Tusk Recon tires, Pro Taper SE bars, ODI grips, BBR shift lever, and DRC wide foot pegs.
Okay, I got a question on this one. So what we're looking at is a really clean looking CRF 125F. You have one of these, right, Logan?
Yeah, and
Was
everything on that is everything I want for that.
was yours on the show?
No.
You haven't submitted yours yet. Okay, because you're disqualified because you're a co-host.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is that handguard or that handlebar bent up?
I think it's just the way it's angled.
Yeah, you
With
gotta
the
protect the
angle,
levers.
Some iPhone wide angle lens or something like that. Not
Well, it
so,
could-
but they did follow the. I can't see the alignment. Like it looks really warped out. Like it's
Mhm.
crashed.
Well, there's the wraparound handguards,
Right.
and I think the handguards are tilted.
The handguards are twisted up.
Yeah.
Man, bent bars bug me so much, and so this is bugging me. I have a thing, and I'm not too stoked on the photo either. But they did just pressure wash it, and the thing is really shiny.
Yeah.
It's got some good. It all the stuff you want on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You want
Yeah.
that skid
Tugger
plate?
straps? Why do you need tugger straps for that thing?
No, you don't want that.
What are you doing with your 125? I don't know about. How come I don't
Skid
get
plate looks
invited?
heavy.
Yeah, they're pretty
skid plate and a rear tugger strap.
kids.
That's
Got it.
what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know. I think if the handlebars aren't bent at Roost, but if they're bent, I'm actually almost more inclined to say that that's the winner because they need $100 for their damn handlebar. What did they say they had bars on it?
Looks like Pro Tapers.
Yep. Pro Taper SE bars.
Yep, they put it in the list.
Yep.
So evidently they're not as good as Fasst Company Flex handlebars because Flex bars would not bend, and I have them on. I'm pretty sure both of my mini bikes. Both.
Yeah, I know you have it on.
Yeah, my TTR and my CRF or XR8, XR100 have Fasst Company Flex handlebars on there. It's a great modification for your bike, by the way.
Mm.
Okay, I'm going with Roost.
Roost? Okay, I'm gonna put it over here.
This next bike looks cool.
Yeah, I think this one was my early favorite. I didn't read the list for it though.
What are we looking at? What do we got?
So it's my current dual sport bike, a classic 1999 Husqvarna TE610. It's got CH Racing Ericsson Teatine tribute bike.
What?
Yeah, I'd probably butchered
Ericsson
all that.
Tienen. Ericsson Tienen.
Tianin, yep.
Those guys were world champion world enduro riders. I've had the pleasure of meeting both those guys. I raced. Kerry Tienen gave me a beer once on the Dakar rally, and but yeah, so yeah, this is a certain vintage of Huskies. This particular bike, what year did he say it was?
1999.
99. That I think that was one of the ones that I had that Dirt Bike Magazine let me borrow it, and I rode the shit out of it. And when I gave it back to the magazine, they gave it back to George at Uptight Husky, who was doing all the preps on these things, by the way. Like, the magazines would take the Huskies, go out and do a photo shoot on these things and park them. Nobody would ride them. I rode the wheels off. I love the thing. It was so bitching because I got to ride a big, heavy at the time, but light compared to an XR600 4-stroke on these bitchin' GP tracks I had. And oh yeah, and then George at Uptight was all pissed off because the bike was hammered. So okay, keep going.
It's got alloy foot pegs, 1998 TC610 graphics, Michelin Mousses, rally in the rear, balanced Michelin Enduro Med Fim tires, a Cherubies handguards, Trailtech Vapor instrument, uptight skid plate, and rear
There it
master
is,
cylinder.
Uptight. That's George Earl's uptight Husqvarna. He's still a he's a beta dealer now. He's a beta dealer in Southern California. But keep going.
Technosol seat, TC open hole airbox cover, custom TC610 rear fender, taillight setup, CH Racing magnesium airflow ignition cover, most all else OEM. Varsity Husky except for Vacu Racing stickers.
Right. Okay. So who owns this bike?
Robert Nantista. Dude,
Robert Nantista. Robert
Nantista.
Nantista.
I was close.
Yeah, not too bad. This bike strikes a chord with me because I've put a lot of hours on one of these bikes, and this is back when 4-strokes were not cool. That was Husky trying to make a 4-stroke that would compete with KX 500s and CR 500s at the time, and man, what a sweet ride, but you kids won't appreciate it. In fact,
Bob wants to know if this is a
you
Swedish
couldn't even
Husky.
start it. You couldn't even start it because the Kickstarter's on the wrong damn side.
Yeah, it's on the left side.
I was gonna say.
Yep,
Yeah.
the Kickstarter's on the wrong side, and you had to kick it, and you had to know what you're doing. You had to find top dead center, and then pull the decompression lever, kick it through a few times, let go of it, find top dead center again, and then give it one nice smooth kick. So you did not want to stall this motorcycle.
Yeah.
But it was heavy. They were fast. They put a lot of power, almost Husaberg level power, almost. Because it was the guys. This is right before the guys went out and made. No, let's see. 90. What year are you saying? 98.
Yep.
99.
1999. Yeah,
No, they
99.
were okay. So this was Husky out on their own trajectory, and the Husabergs were kind of just getting. Wait, 98, 99. When did I see? 89 was when the Husaberg I ever first saw Husaberg. So that's a pretty cool bike.
And was this Swedish made or?
That one. No, I think that one's still. Shoot, I don't know. Wait, when did they switch? It could be Italian. I don't know. It was a weird time. They were going in between. No, I want to say it's Italian. It's definitely Italian.
Okay. And this one super roosts, right?
It's just Roost. I think it Roost. I don't know. You guys can decide.
Yeah.
I think this thing looks pretty sick.
Yeah, it does. Roost. What about you, Logan? What do you think?
Roost.
That was very authoritative. Roost.
Nice.
No.
It can get a little closer. It can get a little closer to the Husaberg because they're kind of siblings.
Got it. Also, NorCal Enduro Rider actually responded. So he said, Jimmy, it is a 45 pilot jet with a red needle. The clip's at the fourth position. It has a 165 main jet for that CRF.
Yeah, this guy knows his stuff.
Yeah. This next bike is from Michael Cox. It's a 2016 Husqvarna TE300.
Okay.
It's got tubeless front and rear, Bridgestone M59 front, Kenda equal brim rear disc guard, rear tugger strap, FMF gnarly, FMF turbo turbines core 2.1, flex bars, Midwest mountain easy pull, clutch lever. Oh shoot, we practice this. Kyra.
Sycra.
Oh god. Full wrap. Hand guards, giant loop bar bag, Enduro engineering radiator, braces and guards, Trail Tech high output stator, a Cherubies skid plate, various tusks, anodized parts.
What year is this bike?
2016.
that thing's well set up and it's still doing duty, considering, I have a lot of older bikes and he has some good stuff. I'm not a big fan of those the levers he's running. It's funny because I saw someone that was looking for those what is it, Rocky Mountain Engineering, is that what it was called?
It's the Midwest Mountain Easy.
Midwest
it's like
Mountain,
the thick ones,
Midwest Mountain Engineering. Yeah, I saw some guy that was like he wanted them really bad, but he didn't want to pay the full price because they're expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I have a couple of those someplace because I tested them. I took them right off because it just they don't fit my fingers. Okay, so here's a product that really does something different. If you have an issue with the clutch pull, the front brake feel, these things will change it in a way that I don't like. But that doesn't mean it's good or bad. They just don't work for me. And I saw this guy's post. I'm like, I should just send him these things because I won't use them again. But and again, here's a guy that's put them on his bike and he likes it. And this bike's still doing some stuff. And that's a beautiful picture. I think we're gonna go riding there tomorrow. Want to go riding there tomorrow?
Awesome.
There might be snow there though. Right now tomorrow. But yeah, that's where we're at. It's kind of green.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of green. It's strange. No dust. Well, the cows make dust when they drag their feet, but I think this one Roost.
Okay. I'll put her on there.
What is it? Anybody else have a vote?
I think it's Roostin too. I like that bike, and I actually like the front fender from that era. I know a lot of people don't really like that, the way that front fender looks, but I've always liked it for some reason.
You gave us your make and model. That's a head start.
He's got flex bars too.
Yeah, flex bars are good. You had some Trail Tech parts on there. Trail Tech they're going to come back on. I'm pretty confident we're going to get them. They're on. They're going to get back on. Where are we at?
I have a meeting when I come back from my vacation.
In negotiations, yeah. I'm going to see those guys this weekend.
Nice.
Cool.
That'll be good. Okay, it's time to decide, Logan. So Logan's going to look at the pictures real quick.
Mm-hmm.
The old Husky.
And figure out who.
Bob, the old Husky.
I think the old Husky.
Oh yeah.
That was my.
You're
That was
going
my.
old Husky. Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite coming into the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that one?
It's very unique.
Not everything.
But he's in the chat, right?
That was Robert.
Oh wait, the CRF. Ooh.
Oh, the CRF guy is in the chat. That's the.
He's in the chat. That's
yeah, that is.
I don't want to sway
That's
your
Western
opinion.
Rogers.
I can just disqualify Logan right now. I mean, no, I
Overrule
can't.
him.
'Cause I be in charge. But you like the old. I like the old. You know what? Logan called it. It's. You know what? Oh man. You should almost tell Taka Mike he has to give out 2 this week.
Can Western even put anything else on his bike though?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I know there's okay. You know what? I agree. That's what Logan just said.
All I see that he can put on there.
Here, shut up. Let me speak for you. Don't you talk. Don't even get used to talking, okay?
You keep telling him to talk, and then he tries to talk, and you shut him
Well,
down.
Shut up. Had enough of that talking stuff. Go ahead,
Getting
say
mixed
it.
signals here.
What were you gonna say?
All I see him buying is a big front disc guard.
Oh, dang.
No, he's got the plastic one. That's fine. Just leave it alone. I don't really know what else he could.
I don't know what he could buy.
Okay, so it would have won. I mean, I like the
It
guys.
would have won.
I like the
but-
guy's enthusiasm. I like his work. I like everything about it. That thing is so close to winning. He could have bought one of those funnels that I like so much,
Oh yeah.
and then have a
What
little
is
money
it?
left over, and then he
Or
could
some
pour
of the-
oil in it because he
or some
didn't
of the
tell
fun
us what
stickers.
he didn't tell us what kind of oil he's using. And if you're an oil company, you should sponsor
comment.
this show before I sign this super exclusive deal with Rock Oil to promote their 2-stroke oil, strawberry scented, by the way.
Yeah.
Have you ever rode behind
Ooh.
my tailpipe?
I have.
Yeah, it's nice. And their eco foam. But anyways, okay, so he has everything. We should send him get his email and I'll send him a dirt bike test t-shirt.
All right.
There you go. He sent.
Yeah.
What kind of oil?
Yeah,
Yeah,
get
so,
his thing. And then Robert wins with that bike. I know I know I see him on Facebook, and I know he has a lot of different bikes, and he's a super enthusiast, and that bike is he's done that bike right. That bike lives on with a lot of cool stuff.
Mhm.
And it's hard to start, and it vibrates like a motherfucker, and it weighs a ton, and it's overweight and underpowered compared to but other than that, it's a great bike. I would rip that thing for a lap or two. It remind me of exactly what it was, and I go, man, I need to get on a new bike. You have no
Perfect.
idea how much fuel injection, good suspension, and stronger brakes have done for motorcycles, as well as these alloys that we have now. Plus, that thing has the Flexi Flyer frame that at the time worked really good with that motor combination. That whole thing works good, but if you rode that now, you would just call that bike a wallow wagon. I mean, it really, like, it flexes in a way that today we wouldn't stand for it, because the frame on that bike is a big giant tube that goes down right down the center in the middle, and the swing arm is attached to the outside of the frame.
Oh,
So you know how most frames come on the outside, and they connect to the, they make a box. This has a big center, and I know some other manufacturers, because this thing worked really good at the time. I know some other manufacturers that tried to copy that design, and I know some people that broke some body parts trying to test those bikes.
Oh boy. Oh.
Me not included. No, I never got to ride the Franken bikes. So
Cool.
hey, Robert,
Well-
thanks a lot for submitting your bike. Thanks for being a fan of the show, and it's awesome. That's cool. So
Yeah,
you don't
Robert.
have to have a brand new bike. You just have to tell us the year, make, and model,
And the mods.
and the mods. And you
Yeah.
can say whatever you want about all of the mods and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So
Hey,
we do
Craig
have another
Albert
question.
says- yeah, Craig Alberts says there are no nice C cups. He's talking about notes and music, right?
I know.
Like
Just talk about when you put your shirt up.
I think he's talking about the silly pint cups.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're silicone.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Well, the C, C, and then cup.
Sil-
So I think this is nice.
C, like silicone. You spell it
Yeah.
with a C, right, Cooper?
Yeah,
There's a C in silicone, so
yeah, because that's how you spell
Yeah.
cone.
Cone, right. Good. Do you have any other questions popping up in your chats over there? Because you guys have better chats than we do.
I didn't see any pop up. We do have one more on the sheet though. That
Okay.
I personally was actually interested in hearing about as well. So Cooper.
All right, so this is from Todd Kelly. Is it Christian? Is it Chris? What is it?
Christini?
Christini video from last week.
Add it to the list. Say it with
Oh,
Cooper.
God.
It's going to be a new segment where we come up with motorcycle words that Cooper has to pronounce, and then we laugh. And we're not picking on him. We're just enjoying our time with Cooper.
I was saying, enjoying what? Jimmy, was it actually the stator? I've got the newer version, Delphi.
Okay, so hold on. Yeah, we're gonna cut you off right there. So he saw the video that we posted where we were pushing
the
a
Christine
Christine.
back.
And so that Christini is a Honda. It's not a Christini. So it's a Honda with a Christini kit on it. It's a CRF
yeah.
280. San Felipe Bob knows this bike. He raced it at the Tecate Enduro. It was one of the very first conversions that Christini did, and he basically gave it to me to do some further testing with, and I've kept it, and I continue to use it. It was a CRF 250X. Over time, I've modified it, tested a lot of different things on it, but it's currently a 280, and it's been beat to hell. That bike gets used in not in very, like, it's an all-wheel drive motorcycle. You don't take your four-wheel drive truck and go drive it in the easy places. You take it someplace gnarly. So this is what we do with the Christini. So that thing's got hot multiple times, overheated plenty of times, and so what happened? I know what happened because I fixed it. The exciter, oh man, now I'm going to screw it all up. It's the winding on the coil that powers the exciter, and that probably broke. So I just put another stator in, because the Honda, they're all one piece. You can't replace the, but it wasn't the pickup, it was the actually exciter coil. Probably went bad from getting hot or just time. I mean, that bike has a lot of time on it. I just swapped out an ignition coil and it's all good and it runs. So keep going. So he's talking about the Christini, which we had for a while, and I want to know his question.
So he said, I've never got the newer version, the Delphi. I don't know if I said that right.
Delphi. Got it. That's
Delphi,
good. Close enough.
Of the fuel injected on my, oh shoot, I forgot. Christina.
Christini.
Christina. Yeah,
So
Christina.
it may not be placeable, but I had a really similar situation where I was really hard on the bike, hot scenario, and the bike suddenly quit. I found the ignition coil literally cooked and had split open, essentially shorting. I replaced it, flipped it around in the mount to get it further away from the header, and wrapped reflective tape around it. I haven't had any issues since.
Whoa, hold on. So the ignition coil literally cooked and split open.
Yep.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so he's talking about the coil up, the one that's, so he's not talking about the stator, which is inside the side cover. He's talking about the ignition coil that's mounted externally, that the spark plug wire lead comes off of. Wow, that's gnarly. I didn't know that it was that close to the header. Flipped around the mount to get it further from the header. Yeah, that sounds like something that could happen with. So the Christini is a bike built by, I think it's built by a company called Asia Wing, which makes kind of sort of knockoff versions of a lot of different brands, including Hondas. And there was SSRs and a couple other bikes. There was hodgepodge of, like, you looked at it and go, that looks so familiar. And it was like a Yamaha engine with a a Suzuki frame. It was just these weird things. But the Christini all-wheel drive bike is kind of based off of a CRF 450X or R motor and chassis platform with their drive components built into it. We had one of these. I actually sent it back not too long ago, and the bike was just out at Moab at a military expo, so still running. And this is the kind of thing that would probably never happen on a Honda or a Yamaha or a KTM, but would happen on one of these sort of Chinese built bikes. And I remember, I'm trying to remember, because I've never had a problem with the coil. We changed ignitions. We were trying some different fuel injection ignitions and different systems. So I don't know which one exactly he has, but yeah, it sounds like it could happen. I'm glad he kind of sourced that out, but I don't think that the man, that would be really hard on the bike to get it that hot for it to, because there, if you have, let's say, half an inch, something like, 15 millimeters of air gap between a header and a part that's supposed to be kind of hardened. I couldn't see that much heat getting into it and breaking it, but oh well. Glad it works. So he has the newer Delphi fuel injection, but it's not that bike was an old carbureted CRF 250X, so they're not the same. But that's the only thing. And Matt was there. Matt knows I was going up a big hill climb, just sending it up a hill climb. The bike was pinned, and then it just went boop, like I hit the kill button. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounded like you ran out of gas too. Well, at least then when we got going again, it felt like I ran out of gas.
But running out of gas, usually, like, you lose power.
You like
love. Yeah. No,
it doesn't just stop, and this thing just stopped because it was going full send, and it just shut down, but it didn't make any clanking or mechanical noises. And so you think about it. So here's where my head goes. Okay, it stopped. Something's wrong. That's number one. and then I go, well, what was it? You know, did it lose power? Did it grind? Did it whatever? And it was like, no, it just stopped. And that just to me says electrical. I've had a bike, you know, especially with fuel injected bikes. Now I've had them run out very quickly, but typically they tend to give you some notice beforehand. And I was thinking to myself, hey, was that hill so steep that somehow the fuel wasn't picking up anymore? But it's still, they tend to, especially on a carbureted bike, they tend to run out. So the second thing was, okay, what did I mess with? What was the last thing I worked on? I'm like, I haven't touched this bike. I haven't done anything to it. I did put some fuel conditioner in it because it had been sitting for a little while, and I was in the whole time. But then, you know, you're cranking. It's cranking over. Everything's good. It's spinning freely. I pushed on the Kickstarter. It's spinning freely. Like nothing happened to the motor. And if it shuts off like that at that RPM, which is wide open, and something goes wrong in the motor, you usually feel it. It makes some grinding noises. But yeah, it was just electrical. And then the fact that it started up after we got it, you know, we spent some time pushing out over to this little road, hooked the tow strap up, and I said, I'm just going to try to start it one more time. It started up. I'm like, ignition straight away. And then I went deeper in, and the first thing I checked was kill button, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. You were playing with the kill button for quite some time, actually, trying to get that thing figured out.
So so I just went straight to electrical. I did kill button. I moved I wiggled all the wires around that I thought could be a problem, and it wasn't doing anything. Then we pushed it over. It cooled down a little bit and then started up, and I just went, oh, it's ignition. And then it was like, okay, let's ride it. And the minute it heated back up again, it went bad. And then I put the new ignition, it fired right back up, and it's all good. So yeah, Todd, that's what happened. Hopefully your Christini keeps working flawlessly. If you have any problems with a part and you can replace it with a Honda part, like the coil, like the stator, like things like this, I would suggest doing that. You could probably, actually, I'm pretty sure you could just drop a Honda motor in there. If you could get a Honda motor, those would be a little harder to get, but you probably just drop a Honda motor into it, and then you'd be in really good shape. So that is all I have on that subject.
Perfect.
Have we scared everybody away? Have we closed the show down?
No, we're good. We just had a chat question come in from Richard Cody, actually.
He said, just installed my first Mousse. Is it normal for there to be a little bit of a sidewall bulge where the rim lock sits? Also, my bike with the colorful graphics kit is a 2020 FE 501S. A little late on that.
You should not have. Okay, so is the bulge on the sidewall? Here's the question, so he can answer this. Is the bulge on the sidewall, does it look like the bead is not sitting properly and the bead is lifted up? Or does it look like somebody added a little extra knuckle into the sidewall, and the sidewall is trying to push out from the otherwise smooth side of the sidewall? This is the question. And the reason I'm asking is the number one problem that people have with Mousses is when they install them, they're not doing it properly, and they break the bead. And if the bead is broken, it's going to be the distance between the rim and the lip of the bead of the tire is going to kind of bulge or lift up there, and then maybe push out as well. Because you imagine the inside of the tire, there's wires that are around the bead of the tire. And those wires are what give it the strength to stay on the rim. And if you break even one of them, they'll all kind of loosen up a little bit inside of that rubber, and it's going to allow the bead it's going to allow it to kind of stretch or pop out. And that could be a real catastrophic problem. We see a lot of failures. I mean, basically it's going to finally pop off the rim. At the rim lock, if you somehow have not got the rim lock down and seated all the way, and the rim lock's up and it's forcing the tire over on the mousse in the inside of the tire, and it's causing it to bulge, I would think equally feel on the other side of the tire a soft spot, because basically it's pushed the rim lock is not seated down all the way. And usually you can tell this because if you loosen up the rim lock, instead of the mousse pushing it down, onto the rim and all the threads extend. If you loosen it up, it'll creep back up into the rim because that mousse will sort of suck the rim lock back up into the tire because it's underneath the rim lock where it's not supposed to be. So hopefully he can look at those two things. If you're having a problem with rim lock and mousse, if the rim lock is on top of the mousse or on the side of the mousse, it's going to want to pull back up into the tire. If it's correctly seated, then it's going to push the threads all the way out, and if you push it up, it's going to come right back down. It's not going to be like kind of springy in an up and down direction. And then there's, like I said earlier, the issue with breaking the bead, breaking the wire inside the tire, and that can happen anywhere on the rim. But since it's the rim lock specifically, and it depends on, usually it's that last little lunge of trying to get the tire over when it's almost ready to go. That's when the bead, and it makes a loud pop usually, but I've seen guys that they don't hear it pop, and then they go and they're 30 miles into a ride and they wonder why they're looking at their mousse halfway out of their tire. So does he have was he able to respond to that, or do you hear that?
Yeah, he said he's got a knuckle pushing out. It's very slight.
I guess he's going to have to go to the rim lock and see if the rim lock is not properly seated. And in reality, if it's not, you're looking at just getting that tire all the way off and making sure that mousse comes back up on top of the rim lock. When I do mine, I typically, I make very certain that when I get that mousse, because I put the mousse in the tire. Actually, there's a video on Dirt Bike Test where I do a couple of mousses front and a rear, and I kind of go through the steps. I show you exactly how I do it. So shouldn't be a lot of questions.
We got another question on mousses and rim lock. Tony is asking, can I ditch my rear rim lock? Soft mousse rear, no rim lock, front soft mousse.
Okay, so the front, it's really easy to ditch it because you're probably not going to be that hard on the brakes to get the tire to spin. On a hard one, it's a lot easier to say yes. On a softer one, it has more propensity to slip, but not really. On the rear, though, if I were running a soft mousse, I would run a rim lock just to keep it from slipping, and in case that you do hit something and knock that tire off the bead, that it doesn't continually, it has some integrity to not want to slip so much. Because I have seen people with really soft mousses knock the tire off of the bead, and then the rim will slip quite a bit and become problematic.
Okay. Dima Yigoshin.
Does Logan want to read this one? He's been.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
looks
you can
bored.
see this.
He looks bored.
I know. Do you guys have the YouTube one up?
No, we can't see YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here.
Hey, by the way, if you're watching the show or listening to this show and you do want to ask us a question, we're live every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Most Tuesday nights. We're taking the Logan decided we're taking the next Tuesday off. He's going to vlog live on Sweet KTM 350 Talk. Right?
Yep.
7 words.
7 words or less.
7 words or less. You can comment on the videos, even if you're watching the videos live. Go ahead and comment on them. We see those the next week and we pull them in there, or you can email us, and it's really easy. It's my name at Dirt Bike Test. It's Matt at Jimmy Lewis Off Road. I need to get you a Dirt Bike Test email. I should cancel some of my other guys that don't do anything.
Yeah, we should definitely get going on that, because it's kind of weird. So it feels a little weird using that email for the Dirt Bike Test stuff.
That's okay. 2 different jobs, bro.
Yeah.
They both pay horribly.
Working on changing that right now. Working on changing that.
Okay, what's the next question? Say that name again. Sounded sweet.
All right. So this is here. No one's looked at my face all night. Dima Yigoshin. The golden tire fatty front on a front with nitro mousse is the most evident in my experience. Also a PETA to put on.
It's a pain in the ass. PETA.
I believe so.
PETA is the People Against Ethical Animals or something like that.
Well, it's spelled pita, almost like pita bread.
Pita pie
Right.
cup of pizza.
Yeah, don't. The problem with the PETA group is they get all pissed off when we're talking about stuffing mousses inside of our tires. Because the moose, they're out here. We have moose around here, by the way. We're close to moose, but we're not going to run into them because they're scary as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Big.
they're big.
They're big. But the
Yeah.
PETA people, they always get pissed because we're stuffing them into our tires. So just cool down on that.
And it's really, yeah.
So it's not a PETA. So he was saying he was claiming the golden fatty.
Golden fatty front with a nitro mousse.
Really popular tire with a lot of guys. I prefer the Kenda Parker DTs, which makes me an outlander. But yeah. Anything else?
Okay.
That's all the questions we have on the sheet.
Yeah, that's it for the sheet questions, and that is it for. I'm not seeing any chat questions. Did we want to try and do another? Do we want to do a take 2 on Yamaha ad reads?
Oh God.
Yeah, go ahead, Cletus.
Yeah. You got
4
the skipper.
strokes.
All right, 4 strokes.
Yeah, 4 strokes this time.
All right. Can I read just like word to word, or do I have to do your way?
You should do it interpretive.
Your way.
He doesn't
All right.
know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know what that
That's
means.
a hard word to spell too.
What? You don't know what in?
All right, I'm
Put a
just
little-
gonna read it.
Hey, you
for
know what? The good
motocross
thing-
riders.
I have a feeling that you'll practice this now.
Yeah, I'm gonna memorize this.
Yeah.
Oh, Logan tried that. Saw how well that worked. I
He can't even
think,
memorize the sponsors.
Oh, the KTM one. That was a long time
That
ago.
was a long time.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Hit it.
All right, for motocross riders driven to dominate, the Yamaha YZ line of 4-stroke bikes are built for victory. Visit YamahaMotorsports.com today to explore what's new and improved for 2022. The YZ450F and YZ250F bring the performance with powerful 4-stroke engines, reduced unsprung weight, and the new suspension settings. For the look of a full factory ride, both the YZ450F and 250F come in an exclusive Monster Energy Yamaha Racing Edition graphics package. And you can take precision's tunability to the next level with the Yamaha exclusive and industry's only free power tune wrap. Visit YamahaMotorsports.com today. Find your Yamaha YZ and enter the victory zone. Da-na-na.
Oh, I like the little no there at the end.
Yeah.
Hey,
Very nice.
I'm playing with
Nicely
I'm playing
possessed.
with my Yamaha Power Tuner app right now. I was getting so excited when you were talking about it. I was thinking about all these cool maps I have.
Whoa.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
right
Jimmy,
there.
I need to
cool.
down. I need to
If I
download
had-
that app.
If I had a
Something
Yamaha
always
in the
riding.
back of my thing right now, I could send it to it and I could be ripping with more
Yeah.
tunable power. So, hey, you think Stark is going to come on and advertise with us anymore?
Maybe you might be pushing your luck for getting a bike at this point.
Yeah.
Hey, change my mind. Let me ride it. That's it.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah.
It's all people want to know the real story, so they'll find the people that are actually really going to buy one are probably asking me what I think about it because they want to know whether their money's, I mean, they don't need me to reaffirm it, but I can at least tell them how it's going to work. I do know for a fact, allegedly, this is a fact, allegedly, someone actually, after talking to me, canceled their VARG order. So sorry.
Oh God. You
Sorry,
shouldn't have
Stark.
said that.
Did you watch any of the other media videos?
I did. I was horrified.
Oh.
I'm like, give me some
Most of-
information. Tell me something other than, they didn't, they kind of like, oh, well, we kind of did this and we kind of did that. And maybe I felt this. And all these words were just like, how does it really work? Like talk about some stuff. And it was like, yeah, it's a cool motorcycle. And you're supposed to be a freaking professional motorcycle evaluator. It's able to communicate your message back. Do that. And I didn't see much of that. I was a little perturbed by people that were just either, I want to go to the next Stark Varg intro. That's what I got out of it. I'm going to say
Right.
the right things. And it's like, and then they go, well, maybe we kind of only got to ride 4 laps, but it was great. It's
Right.
like,
I liked the media outlets that did actually. There was a couple that did point that out. There was like this was a pretty limited test, so we can't really speak too much for like the charge time or anything, and they couldn't really explore everything they wanted to about the bike.
but why can't they
Right.
explain.
It's like, what were they hiding?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why can't you explain it? And your job, you know, if you want to go to the next one, yeah, maybe you might want to keep your mouth quiet or something like that. But there's times when you need at least, if you were a proper journalist, set a plan in motion to be able to answer those questions and say it very clearly. I didn't know this, or they wouldn't let us know this or that, or you just have to say it. Don't sugarcoat the shit. Say it the way it is and set a plan in motion to get those questions answered. That's the way that a proper motorcycle journalist, for lack of a better word, which these guys aren't. Actually, journalist is a bad word these days.
Urinalist.
Not even a journalist is like it's like an insult to
Influencers.
Oh Jesus, that's even worse. So most journalists are now influencers, and that's the problem. They're not journalists anymore. They don't get the facts and report the facts. They get the message and they re-communicate the message. And that's what companies want. Imagine I'm going to sell you on Dirt Bike Test. I'm going to sell you right now on Dirt Bike Test. We are the best motorcycle authoritative testing source that you could have, as long as your product has no weaknesses and no small points, because we'll probably point those out if it's a weakness or small point. But if it has a flavor, vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry, we'll tell you it's vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry without going in to say that chocolate is a horrible flavor and vanilla is the only flavor. And if you're strawberry, we might make an exception because Logan likes strawberry, but I like vanilla. And vanilla is best for everybody. But chocolate, out of the picture. That's unfortunately everybody's like it's all vanilla. It's all vanilla. There's no answer. This isn't just the Stark Varg videos. This is almost across the board, all the things. The reason that this gets washed under the table is that so much of the stuff in the motorcycle industry right now, in our, especially off-road motorcycles, dirt bikes in general, adventure bikes, the stuff that's coming out is really, really good. Most of the products that people are selling, aftermarket stuff that people are selling for these bikes, it's really good products. So you don't have to worry about saying bad things about it, because it's not bad. It's good. It's generally a positive. They do have flavors, but they just, okay, it's this flavor and it's all good. And if it was the other flavor, it'd be that flavor and it's all good. And so, but when something's bad, you have to say it, or if something needs explanation, you have to explain it, good or bad. That's my take. So, okay,
Sweet.
Done ranting about this. Like I said, because I've been around the intros where half these guys are walking around listening to what the people that know what they're doing, they're listening to what they say so they can formulate an opinion, because they don't want to communicate their own opinion because they don't trust it. And they don't know what the hell they're talking about anyways.
Right.
Hey, I've been kicked out of the journalism circle, I guess, so it doesn't matter what I say anymore. I'm just one of those old washed up bastards. And I have a channel on YouTube, so follow me on all the social medias. Dirt Bike Test on Instagram, Dirt Bike Test on Facebook. Don't we have a kid working on TikTok right now?
That's what I've been told.
Can I? Am I too mean for TikTok? Can I go on TikTok?
No, you're not. No, yeah. You can get on TikTok.
Can I really?
There's.
Hopefully, they don't ban you.
They won't ban.
I think they'd have. Oh, I don't know. There's some of the things on TikTok. I don't think Jimmy has anything on some people.
Really?
Yeah. No.
I gotta learn how to turn it on. I gotta learn how to flip the button. Maybe we'll go on TikTok. Have them get that TikTok set up, and we'll do it on our sweet KTM 390 adventure ride home.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that's not a bad idea.
I'll be yelling at Logan. Come on, hurry up. Bye. You're not ready. Get your gear on. Let's go. Yeah, he'll be like that.
Hey, I've actually got a couple TikToks with over 1,000 views right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I made one last night for my streaming that actually is doing well. So
yeah, I watched one.
Yeah.
Patrick noises.
Are you his biggest fan? Are you Matt's biggest fan of TikTok?
I don't think.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a shirt and everything.
Logan,
Oh
that's
well,
it.
I have
Hey,
all 5
get us-
TikToks, but
Get us all the stuff. Get us all our credentials for the TikToks. We'll get it on our we put it on these things on the phone. Put it on this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll put it on this, and I'm gonna blow your 1,000 out the window. And if I don't, I'll have to do something really bad on the next Tech Talk Taco Tuesday.
Oh, we'll see, because I got a lot of material that I'm gonna be putting up on TikTok here on my
Oh,
vacation.
okay.
I got a vacation
Okay,
project I'm working on.
Well, I don't know. We don't know what it is because I don't want to bet any money. Because I'll bet you straight up. I'll bet you $1 that I can do a better TikTok viewership video than you. We're starting. I'm starting at 0. You got a head start on me. I know how that works. But we'll kill you on the numbers, and it's going to cost you $1 and something very embarrassing, or the other way around.
All right, that sounds good. Well,
oh, you're gonna have to tune in
I like
next
this.
Tech Talk Taco Tuesday to see this.
I will shake your hand on this one. Like I'm down.
Oh, it's a virtual handshake on the internet right now.
Yeah, definitely.
And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna blame it all on Logan.
It sounds good to me.
Okay, so with that, hey everybody, thanks for joining in. Thanks for watching the show. We super appreciate you guys. Share it, tell a friend. If you learned anything tonight, I'm sorry. If you didn't learn anything tonight, then you're probably like everybody else that's watching stuff on the YouTubes. So with that, Logan, what are we gonna do?
See you on the trail.
See you on the trail.